Hello everyone, welcome to GS Core. So as part of our current affairs through MCQ initiative, we are back with certain questions on governance, right? So let us go through them. So this question is about open prison system, right? And this question involves the deductive logic. As in, we should know the system and we should be able to draw certain information out of it. So what does open system or open prison system is all about? Well, the concept was first developed in UK in 1930s, and this system is particularly important because it was in news as part of the prison reforms, right? Even in Delhi, in Tihar jail, you see that this system is practiced in a limited measure. Like you have a brand called TJ's being developed, which serves bakery and other products. So let us look at the set of statements. Reduces overcrowding in jails. Yes, that is true. Indian prisons are notoriously infamous for overcrowding, and open prison system does reduces the overcrowding. Secures right to livelihood to prisoners. Yes, that is true. Okay, so just like I referred to Tihar jail in Delhi and the brand TJ's. So it is always important with that whenever you get a question that is rooted in concepts and deduction, right? Then always take a practical example that helps you analyze these statements better. Operational cost is reduced. That is also true because you have the reduced numbers as part of the inmates. Self-development and socialization of prisoners. Yes, that is also true. So that makes all these statements true, and hence the correct option would be option D. Option D. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding Women Entrepreneurship Platform. So in governance, themes like gender, technology, environment, etc. These are the modern emerging areas from where questions are asked, apart from the traditional areas like health, education, sanitation, poverty, malnutrition, etc. Right? So please pay emphasis on such kind of initiatives. It is an aggregator portal that aims to catalyze the entrepreneurial ecosystem for women and address information asymmetry. Well, that is correct, because if we look at the WEP, it is a first of a kind unified access portal which provides these services. Okay. If we look at the portal, it is built on three pillars, that is Ichha Shakti, Gyan Shakti, and Karma Shakti. Right, and this is for women. It is an initiative by Niti Aayog. Yes, it is an initiative of Niti Aayog, not of Ministry of Women and Child Development. Right, so that is important. Next, the Women Transformation India Awards, hosted under the aegis of WEP, are open to only Indian women creating an impact in India. Well, that is not correct. If you look at the present focus, the focus is on India's soft power, diaspora, right? So it is not only limited to the Indian citizens. Rather, it is a sort of a global impact irrespective of nationality, right? So the WTI felicitates the women who basically take brand India globally and is irrespective of nationality. So nationality is not a precondition. So therefore the third statement is incorrect. Hence, the correct answer would be option B. Option B, that is 1 and 2 only. Next, with reference to BharatNet project, consider the following statements. It aims providing affordable broadband connectivity up to 100 Mbps to all rural households. Well, the idea is not so big, that is not 100 Mbps, but 2 to 20 Mbps. So on the factual grounds, this statement is incorrect. Statement 2, it is funded through Universal Service Obligation Fund. Yes, that is correct. USOF is the funding mechanism. Third, BSNL, that is Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, it's handling the rollout of the optical fiber network under the project. No, that is incorrect. Another entity, that is BBNL, that is Bharat Broadband Network Limited. Basically, it is a special purpose vehicle which has been, which is under the Ministry of Telecommunication, right? That is handling the rollout. So that makes the statement 1 and 3 incorrect on the inaccurate grounds of information that is mentioned, right? So we have only the second statement as the correct statement. Hence, the correct answer would be option B. Option B. Moving on. Consider the following regarding one nation, one standard. So this one nation theme, portability, is actually a highlight or a trend which is emerging in the various schemes and programs. Whether we talk about the e-Shram, one nation, one ration card, right? All these things are emerging, and hence it is important to keep a tab on the theme and the emerging other initiatives. Let us look at the statements. It aims to converge multiple standards with the BIS. If you recall, in the last video, we spoke of BIS as the only standards authority, right? And in that light, it is correct. Next, Research, Design and Standards Organization is the nation's first standard developing organization under this mission. Yes, that is correct. We are talking about one nation, one standard mission, right? So since both the statements are correct, hence the correct option would be option C. Option C. Moving on. Consider the following regarding the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Act. As regulation is an important part of the overall governance and good governance paradigm. Hence, the mechanisms or the legislation, institutions, bodies, rules, etc. form an important part of our study. So let us look at the set of statements. The Act seeks to regulate and supervise the assisted reproductive technology clinics and the assisted reproductive technology banks. Yes, that is correct. Under the Act, every assisted reproductive technology clinic and bank must be registered under the National Registry of Banks and Clinics of India. Yes, that is also a provision of this particular Act. Since both the statements are correct, hence the correct answer would be option C. Option C. Next question. Consider the following institutions. Regarding what? Regarding which of the institutions given above are eligible to apply for National Award for E-Governance? Central ministries and departments, certainly. Local bodies, certainly. Non-government academic institutions, well, this is somewhat doubtful. Public sector undertakings, obviously, right? So we conclusively know about first, second and fourth statement, because otherwise how would be the national e-governance thing would be realized if we exclude PSUs or local bodies or central ministries and departments, right? So let us look at the set of options that we can come up with in which 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Not this one, not this one, not this one, but this one. But this also keeps third as correct. Well, based on elimination, we can say option is the correct answer is option D. If we do not know the factual aspects of the National Award for E-Governance. Well, it does include in reality non-government academic institutions. So that is the catch here, that it includes non-government academic institutions or research institutions, right? As a matter of fact, it does include that. Hence, the correct answer is option D. The idea was to demonstrate that how through calculated info you can still arrive at the answers if you can analyze the options. Moving on. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, that is PMLA? So acts like PMLA, right, Prevention of Corruption Act, whistleblowers are important for governance and social justice, right? So let us look at the set of statements that we have. It is a criminal law which aims to prevent money laundering and to provide for confiscation of property derived from money laundering. Well, that is correct. Okay. Financial Intelligence Unit India is the central agency responsible for implementation of the act. No, that is not the correct thing. It is rather the Directorate of Enforcement, or popularly known as ED, Enforcement Directorate, that is responsible for largely the implementation and enforcement of this particular act. So that makes second statement incorrect, right? So automatically we can eliminate the three options without reading the third statement, and the correct answer would be option C. But nonetheless, we should examine the statement. The power to declare a person as a fugitive economic offender lie with special courts established under this act. Yes, that is correct. Special ED courts. So I just wanted to demonstrate that if in such a scenario where largely the binary options are given, you can still get to the correct answer without knowing the veracity of the third statement, provided you conclusively know that a particular statement is incorrect. Moving on. UN's Bangkok rules were in news recently, states that basically what is the theme of Bangkok rules? As I've told you, technology, environment, women continue to remain the emerging areas from where questions are made. So is it regarding jail should be used as an exception rather than a rule, or promoting greater community involvement in the management of criminal justice, specifically in the treatment of offenders? Third, non-custodial means should be preferred for pregnant women during the pre-trial phase. Fourth, adopt a public health and gender-sensitive approach for decongesting prisons. So largely we get the theme that this is regarding enforcement, law and order, and broadly the criminal justice system, right? If we look at the Bangkok rules, and if we know the full form, that is UN rules for treatment of women prisoners and non-custodial measures for women offenders. These were adopted in 2010, right? If we know this, then we can simply mark the answer as option number C. Option number C. Just by knowing the full form. Actually, this particular idea was in news during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, where the prison officials were faced with the challenge of managing COVID in prisons because of overcrowding. So that is the reason. Moving on. Which of the following statements regarding the Startup India Seed Fund scheme are correct? So let us look at the set of statements. The Startup India Seed Funding Scheme. CP Grams is a standardized web portal solution for an integrated application to register and to discuss. Well, this is regarding, the question has been wrongly framed. This is regarding the CP Grams portal. That is regarding the CP Grams portal. Okay, so make an amendment. It is not regarding Startup India Seed Fund. It is regarding the CP Grams portal. So grievance redressal mechanisms form an important part of the governance and good governance idea, right? The idea of transparency, accountability form two of the important 8 pillars of good governance, right? So let us look at it. CP Grams is a standardized web-based solution and an integrated application to register and to redress the grievances received through only online mode. Well, that is not correct. It is, yes, it is indeed an online facility, but people who are unable to access things online or somehow are not friendly with it can send the grievance by posts and by hand too, right? So a very minute technical difficulty, or rather technical information, might make you mark this statement as correct, which is incorrect. Second, it is a single portal connected to all ministries and Department of Government of India and states. Yes, that is correct. So if we talk about CP Grams, it stands for Central Public Grievance Redressal and Management System. Statement 3. One of the drawbacks of CP Grams is that it does not provide appeal facility to the citizens. No, that is not correct. You can definitely escalate the matter and appeal. So that is not correct. So we have statement 1 and 3 as incorrect. So that makes only the second statement correct. Hence the answer would be option B. Option B. Moving on. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Protsahan Yojana? So while Skill India, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya National Rural Livelihoods Mission, Startup India, Stand Up India, Mudra, etc. are far more popular, it is the schemes like this that often makes it to the questions. So let us look at the statements. Under this scheme, the Government of India pays full employer's contribution towards EPS only for the new employment. Well, this statement is incorrect in the sense that scheme has been designed to incentivize employers for generation of new employment, where Government of India will be paying the full employer's contribution towards EPF, etc. with effect from 1st of April 2018, right? Earlier, the benefit was applicable for employers' contribution towards EPS only for the new employment. Okay, but now it is, further it includes the EPF also. Next, all establishment registered with Employees Provident Fund Organization, that is EPFO, are eligible for availing benefits under the scheme. Yes, that is correct. The scheme will help in achieving formalization of workforce. Yes, that is the idea, because a lot many employers do not keep people on payroll simply because of the fact that they will have to comply with the EPFO regulations, thereby making contributions, and it will increase the cost to company. That is why you see that packages in private companies are CTC oriented, which includes the EPF contribution as well. So in turn, the expenditure on the side of companies rise, and hence that was the reason that a lot many companies were not keeping people on payroll, right? But this scheme in a way will bridge that gap, or in a way will incentivize these private companies to hire people formally, that is on payroll. So we have statement 2 and 3 as correct, and hence the correct option would be option C. Option C, right? So that basically concludes the MCQs for this session. You can attempt many more such interesting MCQs on our website, not just of governance, but spanning across the various subjects having relevance for the preliminary examination. So all the best. Thank you.